Hey guys, welcome back to We Watched the Movie. I am Mike, and I was just looking online and I saw that The Hollywood Reporter posted their best slasher movies of the decade. Just in the picture alone, you're like, oh me, is that Halloween Ends? I think it is. This list is going to be fascinating to look at. So based on this, I decided Tuesday night's live stream, Jay and I are going to give our top 10 slasher movies of the decade. I think it'll be an interesting list. So tomorrow night, Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time live. Our last live stream of the month. Our Patreon stream will be this Saturday night. But for now, let's take a look at the Hollywood Reporters. And if you guys will, please give me your top 10 of the past decade in the comments down below. I don't know why I had to point at my dick when I said that, but you know, you should be used to it by now. Okay, number 12 is a movie called Sissy. It's an Australian film, which, hey, I should watch it then. Australian horror is the best. Loved Ones, Wolf Creek, they've done, there's not a lot, but when they do Australian horror movies do me. They fuck me up, is what I mean. And you know what? When you go into these lists, you always hope, is it gonna be a bunch of like croissant crap that nobody's ever heard of that they just made to make themselves look smarter, and then you actually watch the movies on the list and they're butt crack? A lot of times publications like this will do that because it makes them feel smarter, you know? Like, we get it, you wrote it in a Starbucks. Whoopity fucking do, all right? Fear Street Trilogy is number 11. I like that. It's cheating a little bit because it's a whole 3 movies, but I like that because those were fun. We talked on the show to the guy who played the milkman in this, who was a cool dude, stunt actor who's done other stuff as well. I really wanted a solo movie just based on him because it was so good. But yeah, I actually need to revisit those soon because I think Jay and I both enjoyed them. Sometimes they went a little too Stranger Things Magoo for sure, but I like it. I like that one. Number 10, Terrifier 2. That is fair. I don't know. Oh, so this isn't a top 10. This is actually, it's a top 12. I feel like it would probably be higher on my list. I don't know. I have to go through some of these for sure. But obviously, that one had to be on the list. I doubt I'd put the original Terrifier in my top 10. But I think 3 could probably make my top 10. That's an interesting thought. I wonder where it'll land. Freaky, Vince Vaughn. So far, this isn't a terrible list. I'm not gonna lie to you. Freaky, Vince Vaughn was great in that movie. Totally underrated slasher movie that went under the radar because Blumhouse is crazy. Because with some movies, it's like they could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. And then with other movies, they just completely forget how to market anything. And they couldn't sell gas to a guy broken down on the side of the road. Obviously, COVID was going on, so that was a part of it. But Vince Vaughn as a slasher, and it was a good slasher. And obviously, Catherine Newton's an amazing actress. And this was, a lot of us found out about her the first time for this movie. A funny movie in the vein of Scream and stuff like that, which is exactly why the director, who was also the director of Happy Death Day, Christopher Landon, was going to direct a new Scream movie. It was based on how good this movie was. It was great. I enjoyed it a lot. It was basically Freaky Friday, but with a slasher, and it's Vince Vaughn playing a little girl, which is hilarious. Hellfest being on the list. That's amazing. I remember enjoying it quite a bit and not being perfect, but liking the end and where it landed up. Obviously, well, I won't spoil that just in case anybody hasn't seen it, but there's someone really cool in the movie. And, you know, Haunt did this. It's basically what happens if there is an actual serial killer, a slasher loose inside of a haunted attraction. In this case, it was more of a theme park than just a haunted house, but a fun movie. I enjoyed it a lot. I don't have any qualms with that at all. This next one, this is pretty bad. Bodies being at number 7, the exact kind of thing that you would expect from, you know, a Hollywood Reporter, like a Variety article or whatever. And by the way, not trying to throw any shade at Richard Newby. I'm just, you know, this is just how I usually see these articles. A lot of times there's stuff in there and you're like, okay, we get it, Greg. You watch, you know, silent films, but I don't know Richard Newby, so this is no shade to him at all, but I'm just making jokes. But yeah, Bodies. It was fine. Like, I wasn't one of those people who's like, absolute dog crap. I can't believe they got millennials in it. And the Gen Xers. It's the Gen Xers, I think. Who cares? I always think those things are so stupid. I enjoyed it because I thought Lee Pace was great. I love Lee Pace in this movie. Had he been in it more, it would have been amazing. Obviously, not a lot of people, I mean, apparently there's some people are, they have to be, but a lot of us are not the biggest Pete Davidson people. So I feel like him being in the movie kind of overshadowed the rest of it. I thought it was, the ending pissed a lot of people off, but I kind of saw it as a party movie with pretty annoying characters for the most part, an awesome Lee Pace performance in there, some neat kills, and I thought the ending was actually kind of, it reminded me of what they were supposed to originally do with Scream 3. I'll put it that way. And I thought the ending was kind of ingenious, and I thought it added something to it. What was otherwise kind of like, eh. Number 6, I love this. I love this. The Strangers Pray at Night's fucking great. Like that's such an underrated movie, and I appreciate the hell out of it. Our buddy Damien will as well. Not just the iconic pool scene kill, but the soundtrack was great. The actors were underrated in this. Some fun kills, some mean stuff to it. I love what they did at the end of it by like, oh my god, is this guy supernatural? What the fuck tit is going on here? Is this guy supernatural? What's happening? I love that movie. I adore it. Number 5, I can't get with this one. I did a review of this one back in the day when it was at a film festival. It's called The Ranger. You know, I did not mind it at all. I love me a good punk rock movie. You know, I love a punk rock horror movie. I definitely would not have this. I literally can't remember the story at all, to be honest with you. All I remember was a punk rock movie and it was a slasher movie. Check it out for yourself. 5, that's crazy. Number 4, In a Violent Nature. This is one that's going to be hit or miss for a lot of people. Obviously, you hated it or you thought it was boring as crap when all he does is walk around the woods, or you loved the ingenuity of it. I like the way the twigs crunch underneath his feet. It does get boring after a while, but the kills make up for it. And I just thought it was really original and a neat idea, and I like the backstory, and I like how they unfolded the backstory to us and all that. Sometimes it got a little corny in the can, and then the very, very end of it, man, the ending pissed me off so bad. If you know, you know. But yeah, hated the ending. Really enjoyed the movie a lot, though. I'm cool with that. That's an interesting one. I wonder if it'll make my list, honestly. Number 3, Scream 6. I like that. A lot of people are going to be real pissed about that. I wonder if Scream 5 is... Probably not. If Scream 6 is on here at 3, I doubt it. But I like Scream 5 better than Scream 6, personally. I have it's weird to say nostalgia already for how they introduced the new characters in that. I didn't fart just now. I need a WD-40 in my chair. Believe it or not, I'll fart. I'll do it for fun. That being said, Scream 6 I thought was fun. It just felt like a set piece kind of movie where they just had some fun with it. Like, hey, let's put it in New York. And let's flip this fucker on high and see what happens, and put some extra gore in there, do some wild and crazy shit things with it. I will say I like 5 better though, but I'm psyched for Scream that it's on there. There's things about it I don't like as well. Obviously, people getting stabbed 7, 8, 9 times, living through that's crazy. Mindy just hopping up with a hole in her stomach like, hey guys, I guess we got him. I didn't like that a lot, but there was a lot of stuff to love in Scream 6 for sure. Ghostface with a shotgun run through New York City, just crazy batshit off the wall stuff. And that opening was so good. Samara Weaving being in there. I love it. I don't know if it'll be that high on my list, honestly. I think that's kind of high for me, but we'll see when it comes down to it tomorrow night. I got to look at it. This is what I was afraid of. Richard Newby, you son of a bitch. Wow. Halloween Ends at number 2 is a fucking trip, dude. Listen, this comes from somebody who actually doesn't hate Halloween Ends by any means, all right? I've said, if you've heard it from me 1,000 times on this channel, so I'll be super brief. How I feel about this movie is, as a standalone movie, it's kind of punk rock, and I like that. I like that it was a surprise. It's not what you expect. They said, fuck it, let's do some weird shit. I can appreciate that whole thing. Like, that part of it I like. And what I also love is it's a palate cleanser. Like, if you go watch all the Halloween movies, you're like, oh, this is kind of different. This is a nice little palate cleanser. I enjoy that. But as far as what David Gordon Green and team promised, God no, this was not it. Like, they missed by a million marks for this to supposedly be the last movie in the franchise. Absolute gutter trash in that respect, for sure. So I get both sides of it. I liked it, knowing we're gonna get more Halloween movies in the future and all that, but I totally get why people are mad at this movie. That being said, for what the movie was supposed to be, and to have all that end in a 7-minute fight in a kitchen that ends with a Frigidaire, and then all of a sudden that just corny scene of us throwing him in the Hamburglar machine, those parts I did not enjoy whatsoever. I disagree, but I admire the nutsack on you, sir, to put it in there. Number 1, we've got X. 2022, so putting X above both Pearl and Maxine, I fuck with that. Not at number 1, I don't think. Now I'm thinking about what's not in this list. It's really, I mean, it's way better of a list than I expected to be. The lack of Creep. By the way, I just reviewed the Creep tapes. It's awesome. The lack of Creep or Creep 2 concerns me. I don't like that very much. And I'm kidding, by the way. This is his list. I think it's awesome. Halloween 2018 not being on here is a fucking travesty against humanity. Okay, definitely would have Scream 5 in there. Thanksgiving? Oh man, Thanksgiving's got to be on there, I feel like, right? That was great. Does Saw count as a slasher? Can you really... I don't know, like, answer me this down below. Does Saw count as a slasher? Because Saw 10 would probably be in or around there somewhere, even though I even think that was a little bit overrated. Final Girls, I'll have to rewatch that before tomorrow. Does It Follows count as a slasher movie? I don't know. Like, you guys answer that one for me. I'm not sure if it counts. If it does, it should definitely be on there, but I don't know if it counts or not for sure. But yeah, so that's their list. Honestly, it was better than I thought it was going to be when we started out, for sure. Definitely some stuff I disagree with. But yeah, again, what did you guys think about this list on the Hollywood Reporter? What are your top 10? We'll see you guys live and in the future, if you're watching this after the date of November 26th, then I'll put that live stream at the end of this video. Love your all's fucking faces. Hope you have an amazing day. What are you gonna do on October 31st?
What are you gonna do on October 31st?
Here comes that white-faced fucker, an asshole like no other. He's a big old piece of shit. Wants to stab your sister's tits cause he's a white-faced fucker. Loomis can't recover. Dr. Challenge drunk again, sleeping with your sister's friends.
Do you wanna know about the darkness?
I said, God damn.
God damn you, Michael!
I said, God damn.
A lot of people don't know the darkness that goes inside their hearts.
I said, God damn.
God damn you, Michael!